Happy quarantine, good people. I don't know what day it is, like the 11th, 12th day of quarantine. And I wanted to share with you a recipe that I've been making for mouthwash. For like 5 years I've been using this. It started when I ran out of mouthwash and like we went to Target and I just started looking at all the options and was like, why are these all like electric blue or like weird green color? And I started looking at the ingredients. I think they were like $5 or $6 a bottle, and the ingredients were like hydrobenza, whatchamacallit 8, blue 12, yellow 16. I'm like, why do I need that on my mouth? So I went home and started experimenting with natural ideas, and this is what I came up with. I've been using it for about 5 years and my teeth aren't falling out yet, so I think it's working. But before we get started, I want to let you know that I took a shower today. Those aren't happening as often with this quarantine. And I'm also wearing my brand new earrings that I got in Mexico a couple weeks ago, mainly because I have nowhere else to wear them. Okay? Anyway, all right, so this is really easy. All you'll need is a glass bottle. I use a juice bottle, like, you know, from some old juice that I had a million years ago. You can use an alcohol bottle. This is like a really good idea, especially, you know, me and my girlfriends tend to drink a lot, so we got a lot of these. It's a good way to reuse your old alcohol bottles. I really like the kind with corks. So you need a bottle. You'll need water. I highly suggest filtered water. I have a Berkey, but you can use your Brita or even distilled water. Distilled water you need to buy unless you have a distiller at home, which if you do, I want to come over and make some booze. But anyways, I use just filtered water from the Berkey and that works fine. And again, like my teeth haven't fallen out, so I think it's working okay. You'll also need baking soda. And some essential oils. I recommend peppermint at a minimum, and then I also add some tea tree, and you can kind of mix in other things that have like really strong antimicrobial properties like eucalyptus, rosemary, etc. And you'll also need some stevia. This is optional, but this makes it taste a lot better. And then lastly, but not least, you'll need vodka or other clear non-tasting alcohol, not rubbing alcohol. So I tend to use, you know, whatever's lying around. So I use a juice bottle. This is about 1 liter. So this recipe will be for a 1 liter bottle. And this is not science. Look, I made this up. Okay. So if through trial and error, basically based on taste and a couple of other things, this is the formula that I came up with for this size jar. You could also use a mason jar, like a medium-sized mason jar. But you can adjust all of these ingredients to taste. There's one thing that you don't want to adjust though, but we'll get there for a little bit later. So I like to start with the baking soda. I use, you can use any baking soda. There's not much of a difference between baking soda. And you want 2 tablespoons of baking soda. And if you have a funnel, this is like the best thing that was invented, so it's sliced bread or whatever, but it's so easy that you don't spill crap all over the table. So 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Get in there. And then you're done with the measuring spoons. You don't need those anymore. And then next, I like to put the alcohol in. I kind of like to swish everything around before I add the water. I generally do not use expensive booze. I actually don't drink expensive booze. Vodka is vodka and it gets me all drunk the same way. This was left over and it's like quarantine, so this is like the only vodka I have left. But you can use any vodka, 40%. And what you want to do is you want to fill your container about 1/10. And what this does is it preserves the water so it doesn't go moldy. If you just put water in there, like after like maybe a few days, you'll open this and it'll smell like nasty mold. So this is important as a preservative. So you're not going to swallow it, but you know, I want you to fill this up about 1/10 of the way. Okay. And again, this is not a science, but about 10 to 15% full. All right. And it's very important. You need to save about 1 ounce of this vodka for a step later. Do not forget that. About 1 ounce you need to save. So swish that mug around, get it real swishy. Then I add my essential oil. Obviously peppermint is a common flavoring for mouthwash because it makes you nice and minty fresh. For this recipe, do 40 drops, which is kind of strong. And it's not to be exact, but like I found that 40 works really well for me and for my husband's dragon breath. You could add more or less. It's pretty strong, but that's like the point, right? You don't want to be foul mouth. And then I actually add some tea tree oil. I hate the taste of tea tree oil, so I only do about 6 or 7 drops. But this is a really good antimicrobial. It gets all that gunk, like neutralize the funk. So I put about 5, 6, 7 drops. And come on, that's about it. And again, I don't like it, so I don't put that much. Now the baking soda is important, not just for looks, but it inhibits the growth of plaque on your teeth, and it also neutralizes acid. So if you drink a lot of coffee or lemon or anything, acid can cause decay of your enamel. So this neutralizes acid. So that's an important component of this. So swish that around. And then I add stevia for flavor. So most mouthwashes add some sort of sweetener. Usually it's some chemical sweetener. I really like Trader Joe's organic liquid stevia. I actually fill this up. We use a lot of stevia in my house. We don't use sugar. So I get this off of Amazon. It's the Now Better Stevia Organic, and we just keep refilling this bottle. So I put 4 full droppers of stevia in. And there also are a lot of health benefits to stevia for the mouth as well. I cannot remember them all right now, but I think that was 3. We'll see. 4-ish. Swish it. Now you can also, again, use other essential oils you have laying around. I have a lot, but you can flavor it how you want. I have wild orange, again, rosemary, eucalyptus. These are things that are high in antimicrobial plant chemicals or plant phytochemicals. Lemon might be good, so just go crazy, but you don't have to spend a lot of money on this. Just get what's at your grocery store if you don't already have it. Like most grocery stores like Sprouts and Whole Foods sell peppermint essential oil, and they usually sell tea tree. So the next step is you want to just fill the rest with water. I use this thing, you don't have to. Bam, bam, bam. Refilling. And that's literally it. Put the top on. I highly recommend, I didn't bring it, but I always mark mine. I get a piece of masking tape and say what it is so nobody drinks this thinking it's like lemonade. But I just keep it keeps under your sink. This lasts me maybe a month. And I did the math at some point. If you use cheap vodka like I do at Trader Joe's, this costs you about $1. And you're saving plastic, you're reusing. It saves you a trip to the grocery store, and it saves a lot of money. Again, I've been doing this for about 5 years. I'm still married, so I guess my breath smells cool. But this is actually edible as well. So if you want to swallow a little bit, if you got the extra funk, you ate some foul food or, you was kissing some nasty boy, you can actually swallow a little of this and it won't hurt you. You can also, I've filled these little spray jars and you can keep them in your car and like use it as a mouth, like a breath freshener. But just, gargle, 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 hit the back real good. No, y'all don't be hitting the back. Just get all that super extra funk, okay? And most importantly, what you did with that last bit of saved alcohol, what you want to do is get a glass, fill it with ice, get that ounce, pour it in your glass, and then you're going to want to get a nice little mixer. I'm using stevia sweetened soda, which I love. You're going to want to fill it just about yay high, and then cheers yourself for making a damn mouthwash. Be good to each other, you guys.